So the weekend is here in our Transformer world. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about coming out of Amazon. And first one we're going to cover here that's really interesting is next year in 2026, we're going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the legendary Transformers 1986 movie. And this movie has had, without a doubt, one of the most epic soundtracks in all of movies, in my humble opinion. And this soundtrack has been released across all different mediums, all different platforms, and many different re-releases. But it all goes back to that very first release that it had on vinyl, the vinyl record of the 1986 Transformers, the movie. And we have on Amazon today a massive reissue of that original vinyl done in a brand new color wave. And it's really, really cool. It's called Transformers the Movie Original Soundtrack Limited Unicron Marbled Vinyl. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to take that original 1986 soundtrack vinyl record slip, looks exactly like the original front and back, and then the actual vinyl record itself, instead of it being the traditional black that it was before from the Scotti brothers back in the day, it's going to have this Unicron marbled look to it that gives it a very Beast Wars Golden Disc look to it, I'm going to be honest with you. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be limited to 4,000 units and will be $34.99 up for pre-order right now on Amazon.com, and will be shipping out May 9th, 2025. It's going to feature everything that the original vinyl had, Stan Bush with the touch, and of course Dare, NRG with Instruments of Destruction, the Vince DiCola tracks like Death of Optimus Prime and Escape and Autobot Decepticon Battle. We got, of course, Spectral General with Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way. We got the legendary Lion theme of Transformers the Movie, Spectre General with Hunger, and of course, we cannot forget, if it's a Scotti Brothers thing, Weird Al Yankovic with Dare to Be Stupid. So fantastic stuff. This is really cool. Again, limited to 4,000. So hopefully by the time you hear my voice, it has not sold out yet. But a really cool opportunity to own really what the original very first pressing of the 86 movie soundtrack was back in the day, with a different color wave spin on it with this golden disc, Unicron marbled as they call it, color wave. The only way you could really tell this one from the original pressing back in the day, from what I could tell because I own the original, is the back of it, of course, has different registration stamps and, of course, UPCs and trademark licenses. So, but otherwise, it's a really cool facsimile of the original if you don't look at the actual vinyl itself. So very, very cool. Excited about this. Again, $34.99. Releases May 9th, 2025. And just in time, too. It's shipping out very quickly after this pre-order drops. So that'll give people an opportunity that when the summer season starts and they could start getting this autographed by certain people, they're going to have plenty of opportunities now and a good canvas to get those autographs on. So very, very cool. Next thing we're going to talk about also happening on Amazon is related to our brand new Transformers series, Transformers Cyberworld. So Amazon dropped a whole bunch of listings, nothing new in terms of products that we don't already know, but more in terms of visual theming and storytelling elements because of these listings. So again, stuff that we already have seen, the Cyber Changers of Optimus, Skybite, Megatron, a Starscream, which we don't have any images yet, but does confirm that he will be a Wave 2 release, which he's going to be a repaint, retool of the Cyber Changer Mirage. Nothing really we don't already really know there. But there is something going on here because now we get to see how the packaging looks for a lot of these. And there's a lot of little elements that are sticking out here. More than anything, the theming that seems to be going on with Transformers Cyberworld. So each one of these characters seem to have some kind of location symbol on them. And it reminds me a lot of what Transformers Cybertron, or even if you want to go with the Japanese name, Galaxy Force used to do, where you had these different theming elements in relation to locations, in this case the Cyber Planet keys before that. And in this case, it looks like we have what looks like a city, a jungle, a desert, and some kind of water element. And it's also kind of pulling into what's going on right now in Japan with Transformers Wild King, where you also have the 4 energy elements, later 5, when that's going to be revealed afterwards. But Very interesting what's going on here. And so each one of these figures, if you look at their individual packaging, don't look at the back because there seems to be a little bit of errors right now with the cross sell on the back. But if you look at the front of the packaging, like Optimus Prime is clearly city because he's an off-road vehicle. In the case of a truck, Megatron is jungle because he's a beast character. When we look at Galvatron, who's kind of this, dragon desert kind of thing, they're going with the desert area. Dinobot Snarl is jungle because, again, he's Stegosaurus, so animals are the jungle even if they're dinosaurs. And I love that he's this Junkion looking dinosaur with even like exhausts on his shoulder and stuff. Very interesting. And of course Skybite is the water element, so there's something going on there, like its locations and stuff. It kind of ties into many months ago when they talked about Cyberworld and how when they kind of explained in a blurb what it's going to be about, it's going to be this digital series through YouTube, 5-minute episodes featuring Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Elita 1, and other fan favorite characters going to these never seen before dangerous and intriguing worlds in the cyber world. And I don't know what that means, or they go into like all these different, locations and stuff that are all based on different elements and everything, and that's what these themed elements on the packaging represents. We don't know. The back of the packaging also mentions like if you buy the other characters you unlock more. I think that's just more the new verbiage that Hasbro wants to use, that if you buy other Transformer characters you're unlocking more of the story by owning those characters, because it doesn't seem to unlock anything in terms of like, let's say, a game element or whatever. But very interesting, very interesting. And again, to go on, like again, Optimus is the city, Megatron is jungle, Galvatron is desert, Snarl is jungle also, Skybite is water, Bumblebee, that we don't really have the packaging here, but we have the cross sell, is going to be city. And then of course, Grimlock is also going to be jungle, our big chomp and battle $29.99 price point. So a lot going on there. Very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see where this leads ultimately in the end, because it is going to be a short, 5-minute episode thing, which is kind of like, ooh, how do you tell a story there? Which still, I've said this before on the live streams. It's like it's something where Transformers is in a weird place right now in terms of fiction and storytelling. We're in the G2 era of it, where we still have plenty of interesting and intriguing product, much like G2 had, especially even the tail end of it in 94, 95. But at the same time, we didn't have a lot of new storytelling elements and beeps and bops and everything. So we're really just kind of relying on comic books right now to tell decent stories. But in terms of animation, we just came off of a fantastic movie that no one went to see, unfortunately. And Wild King is a 3 to 5 minute segment episode thing. It looks like Cyberworld's going to kind of be the same thing for now. Hopefully 2026, with a 40th anniversary of the 86 movie, will bring something fresh and interesting to our world. But this is what's happening with Cyberworld. There's some theming elements. Just kind of wanted to bring that up and bring open the discussion of it. And just again, a reminder, if you're listening to my voice, chances are this is probably a late upload because we were very busy on Friday. But Saturday night, we have the Transformer Slag podcast Saturday night live stream. Is going to be happening 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys show up to that, and we'll take some super chats from the fans and take questions and just talk about everything that's going on in the Transformer world and try to unlock the Cyberverse. Thank you again for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast, and I'll talk to you in the near future.